So we are preparing watermelon steak in two ways. First, we're creating the steak that's grilling right now in the watermelon on the grill. So that's coming right out of here in just a second. A beautiful watermelon marinated steak. And this is something completely different because look at this. We're rubbing all of this black food coloring on top of a real chunk of steak right here. Ready? Watch what this ends up becoming. This is really great. So now we have this, which doesn't look like much, but if we transfer it to a clean plate here, wait until you see when we cut this thing open. So this is our first steak, which is vegan friendly, because I'm going to cut this open and you're going to see how much it looks like steak. We put a little square to look like butter. We put a little piece of mango on there. It looks really great. But watch now this. Come over to this side. I want you to see how we're doing in here. Look at how that's cooking. So now we got to take this big thing right here, super heavy. Look at that. Is that not looking amazing? Inside the steak is cooking. We're going to pull it out in just a minute. But first, let me show you what our watermelon steak is. So now we've got our big chunk of watermelon that is cut to look like a steak. But look at this. When we cut into it, it is a perfect medium rare steak. You can actually cut a slice of your steak right there. Look at how amazing that looks as far as steak is concerned. So this is the first thing we serve as kind of an appetizer, and people get to take their bite of steak right there. Look at that. This is the appetizer. And now we get to take this guy off the grill. Again, a presentational masterpiece, and I'm going to flip this around so you can see. Check this out. We're going to lift this up. We're going to rotate so we can get some cross hatch on the other side, but look at how well that's cooking on the inside there. The juices and the sugars from the watermelon are soaking into the steak. I'm going to pull it out. It pops out like a toaster. People love this. So if you're entertaining, you're doing a grill day, this is what you do on game day or grill day, whatever you want, because you end up with real meat for the carnivores. Fake meat right here, which is not some sort of Beyond Meat. It's actually good watermelon that just looks like meat. Let's pull this off right now. Now I've got some welder's gloves here. Any kind of heat resistance gloves will work because you're not going to be able to lift that thing up with a spatula. Instead, you got to use some gloves here. Ugh. Now we don't want to hurt the integrity of this, but look at how cool that looks on top. Look at those juices. All of those juices there are just soaking there with our steak. So I'm going to pull this out now and show you the presentation. We're going to cut it open so you can see this guy. Look at this. We're going to reach in here. We're going to pull this guy out. Look at this. Again, this is a showstopper when you've got a party. Everyone. So what I'll do is I'll get everybody with their own watermelon, and this is the plate. This is the steak, and I want you to see how good it is. So you can do any kind of steak in this as long as you have a watermelon big enough to handle it. And I'm going to cut this guy open. Of course, if we had guests, we would let our steak rest. We'd throw a little bit of butter on there so that we get some sweet and savory. But look at how good that is. That's a good medium right there. A little too well done for me. I do less time for other people. And then the other thing you can do is you can cut off some of this charred, beautiful watermelon right here. Look at how good that looks. And that goes along with it on either side. Look at that. So now you've got this beautiful presentation of your steak and your grilled watermelon. It is a summertime feast.